The stats don't lie, data doesn't lie. So go back into your stats and go, right, what is the most popular kind of content that I've got?
This is the Game Changers Experience. Deep dive conversations with leading business disruptors, Olympic athletes, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and influencers from around the world. This show will teach you insights about the winning principles in mindset, productivity, marketing, branding, entrepreneurship, business strategy, and more. Hosted by Productivity Authority, business strategist, former elite athlete, author, and public speaker, Adam Strong.
I've just launched, I've just started to get hundreds of downloads a day in India. I don't know why. There's a big app over there called Ghana. Maybe it's sort of popped up on the Ghana app or something like that. Maybe it's in a curated category. I haven't been able to find out. Yeah. But it's not, don't get me wrong, from an ego standpoint, it's like, oh, it's nice to have, yesterday I had 406 downloads by lunchtime. I was like, well, I feel very good about being a podcaster today. But equally, are those 406 people in India of actual any value to me as a business owner? But again, it comes down to what is my metric of success? Yeah. Am I doing the podcast to monetize, or am I doing the podcast to elevate my brand?
Podcasting is a great way to essentially get content out there, as we know. And it can be, I suppose, I'm going to call it recycled into many different mediums. But we've heard of the terminology, content is king, but why, from your perspective, why is content king?
Because it's the way that you engage the audience. Back in the day, if people wanted to be entertained, they had to turn their TV on, or if people wanted to be entertained, they had to turn the radio on. And you had these massively high barriers to entry. If you wanted to broadcast yourself, you had to get the gatekeepers at Radio 2 to give you a gig. Or if you wanted to broadcast yourself on the medium of video, you had to get someone at ITV to think that you were good enough. The barrier to entry was huge. The barrier to entry isn't huge anymore. However, it's never been more easy to get seen. It's never been more difficult to be heard. And I think that's the difference. But content is king because it's where the focus, where is attention? It's there. It's on your phone. It's on the screen. And ultimately, if you're not creating content, then you are. And people are creating content consciously and subconsciously, by the way. And people, when I talk to people about their brand, they're like, oh, well, I'm not interested on building a brand on Facebook. I'm like, well, you post on Facebook. Therefore, you are building a subconscious brand. You're just not consciously curating the message of that brand, at which point they're like, oh, shut up, I don't want to talk about it, which is fine. But content is king because people are looking now to be entertained by content. It's how we can, when was the last time you sat down and just had the TV on and sat through the adverts? You don't. You watch Netflix when you want to. Well, you probably don't because you're so elite. You're like, my mindset is beautiful, man. If I'm not running, I'm not doing nothing.
No, I don't have time to watch TV. Full stop.
Yeah, but for those of us who are not elevating ourselves at the peak performance levels of Adam Strong, you watch Netflix when you want to. You watch Amazon Prime when you want to. You listen to a podcast when you want to. People are now, content is our entertainment, it's our information. And effectively now, as a marketeer or as a brand builder, it's your ability to get into the eyeballs and the ear holes, that was a horrible phrase, eyeballs and the ears of your ideal demographic. That's why it's so important, because that's where the attention is. And again, that's where people say to me, why should I start a podcast now? Because the listening audience is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They're looking for the content. If they don't listen to, for example, if they are interested in the opinion of a former elite athlete and six-figure high-performance coach, they will find that somewhere. If you don't make the Game Changers experience, they're going to go to somebody else.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
It's interesting as well because we've got new technology that's come into place. Like we had Amazon Echo, for example. We've got Alexa. So the technology's there, and you can listen to podcasts, not just even on your phone. You can listen to it on your, I suppose, what do they call those little smart speakers, that's what they call them, exactly. So it's interesting.
Bezos spies, that's what they should call them.
Bezos spies, love it. Very cool. So any advice for existing podcasters, that's people who currently have a podcast, but they maybe want to revamp or improve their podcast, what advice would you give them to them?
This is really interesting, actually. I've been doing a lot of consultancy recently, and I'm not cheap as a consultant either. So, but people are like, oh, I've got a podcast, I've done the hard work, I've got it out there, and I'm just not getting any traction with it. And very often it's very simple stuff that they're not doing correct. And I find myself charging, I feel almost a bit of guilt because I'm charging hundreds of pounds an hour to teach some really like simple stuff. But people just, you don't know what you don't know. So I would say if you're an existing podcaster, and this is a tip that I've come up with this week, on a monthly basis, put it in your diary to go into the back end of your software. So whether you use Libsyn or Podbean or Anchor or whatever, go into the back end of your software and read the stats. And what do I mean by read the stats? Look at the most popular episodes. What was it? Is there a correlation? Is there a pattern? Is there certain stuff that your audience is really resonating with? Let's say you did an episode with a social media don and you get twice the amount of downloads of someone who's talking about, spirituality and, forest bathing. Wow, weird analogy. I can't imagine you're much of a forest bather, Adam, but maybe you are. I don't know. I don't want to cast aspersions at you. But for example, then you might go, right, well, I want to do more social media-based content than forest bathing. Why am I still saying that word? I've never said it on a podcast ever, and now I've said it twice. But just that it sounds really simple, but that kind of stuff people miss all the time. The stats don't lie. Data doesn't lie. So go back into your stats and go, right, what is the most popular kind of content that I've got?
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I would love to hear from you guys. Please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on the notification bell button below so that you don't miss out on some of the episodes that we've got coming up. Also, please make a comment in the comment section below. We are reaching out to some of our listeners so that we can get an understanding about how we can personalize some of the great content that we've got coming out based on your needs and aspirations. My other word of advice as well is to go to our amazing Facebook community where you can meet other creative entrepreneurs and business owners. Introduce yourself, say hi, mention about some of the amazing breakthroughs that you're getting through some of the episodes, and network, right? Grow your business. You are with who you become with the 5 most common people you hang around with. So listen, guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.